Hey everybody, JCB here with the Awesomest, and you're watching the Awesomest Awesome List. As most of you know, I try to keep this channel as varied as possible. The whole point has been to make videos about things that I love while trying to make them interesting and humorous if at all possible. Well, one of the things that I love is going to Six Flags Magic Mountain, which is why I made that first Six Flags video entitled Top 10 Tips for Visiting Six Flags Magic Mountain. I'm not an expert on the park or roller coasters in general, and I don't really pretend to be. I just like Six Flags a lot, and I like roller coasters. I'm also not sponsored by Six Flags Magic Mountain or anything like that. In fact, I'm pretty sure any chance of me ever being sponsored by the Six Flags Corporation vanished the moment I said this. There's a ride here at Six Flags Magic Mountain called Viper. Fuck that ride. But since that very first Six Flags video, I've released one Six Flags video about every 10 to 12 weeks. And it's because of these videos that people often ask me questions about the park or how to prepare for the park as if I'm affiliated in some way. Which again, I'm not. Fuck that ride. But I'm always happy to share advice about visiting a Six Flags park. Heck, I do it with my friends every time we drag them along with us. And one thing I get asked about a lot is what people should bring and wear to the park. But there are different answers to that question for different people. So for the sake of organization, and because I don't have any motion graphics for numbers 20 through 16, I have split what would be a top 20 list into two top 10 lists, one for men and one for women. Now obviously some of these things are going to apply to both sexes, so I recommend you watch both videos. I promise there will be very little overlap. Also, you guys are always asking for more Six Flags videos, and this is the one time you're gonna get them back to back. So, you know, go enjoy them both. This list is specific to women. And yes, I did just assume your gender. Come at me, Tumblr. And I know that very few of these tips apply only to women, but some of them do. For those, I had my wife help me out, and actually she came up with a lot of the tips on this list. And again, some of them will apply to men, but without any further ado, let's count down the top 10 things women should bring to Six Flags. Number 10, bring a bag. Right off the bat, this can apply to both guys or gals. There are going to be things you want to bring with you to the park that cannot ride with you on the ride. So instead of just piling up all your belongings on the side of the coaster, you're gonna want to bring a bag. It doesn't have to be anything special, just a drawstring bag or a backpack will do, and the Six Flags stores have plenty of bags to choose from if you forgot to bring one from home. Heck, if you're a season pass member, you can usually get a tote bag for pretty cheap, which should work just fine. And then there is the shopping season pass that offers additional discounts, hashtag not sponsored. Basically, you just need something that can hold your cell phone, your chapstick, your sunblock, just about anything else you might want to bring with you to the park. Number 9, leave your purse behind. You're definitely going to want to have a bag, but you should probably leave that purse behind. So just lock it in the trunk of your car or put it in one of the storage lockers they have at the park. You're gonna want to travel light, and that means leaving behind the 50 pounds of change and old fruit roll-ups you probably have in your purse. The things you'll need out of your purse are most likely your driver's license for identification, your season pass if you haven't yet downloaded the app, plus any other debit or credit card you may want to use. On top of the things I already mentioned before, you might also need makeup, sunblock, chapstick, etc. Not only do you not want to be carrying your purse around all day at the park, but neither does anybody else in your group. And you definitely don't want to leave what is clearly a purse unattended anywhere. Six Flags is no exception. So just get yourself a bag and put the essentials inside. Need this too? This isn't even on the list.
Trust me, you're gonna need it.
Number 8, leave your selfie stick at home. Selfie sticks have been banned from the park, and I've seen many people faced with the choice of either throwing theirs away, which I highly recommend, or being forced to walk all the way back to their car from the metal detectors to put it away. As I've said many times before, the walk from the parking lot is about 20 minutes, and waiting for the tram takes about the same amount of time. Clearly, they don't want people taking selfies on rides or using selfie sticks as a weapon, nor do you want to be hit in the face with your own selfie stick on Twisted Colossus. So just leave this thing at home. Number 7, ponytails and braids are your friend. Everybody loves showing off their long, luscious hair, letting it flow freely in the summer breeze. That is until that summer breeze becomes the whipping winds of an 80-mile-per-hour roller coaster launch. Then it's not so glamorous. Add to the fact that you're dealing with moving mechanical parts, some of which are right by your head, and you have a safety concern. In 1996, an 8-year-old girl was visiting Bonkers 19 Indoor Amusement Park at the Harbor Light Mall in Weymouth, Massachusetts, and got her hair caught around a motor shaft when it slipped through a 1-inch gap between her seat and the motor housing of a ride. She was scalped almost instantly. It happened again in May of 2016 when an 11-year-old girl got her hair caught in a spinning ride called the King's Crown at a fair in Omaha, Nebraska. Now I want to say as clearly as I can that these events are rare and that neither of them happened at a Six Flags park. But Six Flags is no exception to this general rule of safety. Keep your hair up in a ponytail or a braid and away from the moving machinery. My wife usually opts for braids. But if you go for the ponytail look, she recommends you avoid the midsection of your head. Keep it high or low so that it won't be in the way when you try to keep your head back on some of the more intense rides. So if you're like my wife who has long, beautiful hair, or her brother who has long, beautiful hair, take the necessary precautions to keep it from smacking you in the face or getting caught in machinery. Number 6, wear comfortable shoes. You might notice that a large portion of this list focuses on function over fashion, and while it is nice to look good, when you're going to be on your feet in the summer heat for 10 hours plus, comfort and functionality have to come before all else. So avoid fancy shoes with heels or really flat bottoms. I personally would avoid Chucks or any other similar shoe that has zero arch support. The wrong shoe choice at the beginning of the day can lead to painful blisters and other problems at the end of the day. This is especially true at Six Flags Magic Mountain, where you will find yourself walking up and down hill a lot of the time. A basic rule to follow is that if it's good enough for the gym or a jog, it's probably good enough for Six Flags Magic Mountain, and anything else should stay home. Number 5, make practical clothing choices. Again, we all like to look good, but I cannot tell you how many times I've seen overdressed people struggling to get through the day because they didn't make appropriate clothing choices. My home park is called Magic Mountain for a reason. The whole park is on a goddamn hill, and being in Southern California, it tends to get hot. So why aren't more people dressed like they're going on a hike? That's really what it is, a hike. A hike with roller coasters, but a hike nonetheless. So things like mini skirts, low-cut shirts, tube tops, really anything that isn't designed for athletic comfort is probably going to be uncomfortable at best and unintentionally expose you at worst. Trust me, you don't want to be that person with the booty shorts so short that the bottom of your butt cheeks gets sunburned. Not only is that really uncomfortable, but it's not a particularly attractive look, not that I would know from personal experience. This goes for guys too. Why do guys wear dress shirts and ties to Six Flags? It's a theme park, not dinner with your boss. Number 4, avoid hair clips. Hair clips like this become hard, broken shards of plastic in the back of your head if you're not careful. 33 people die from hair clip related deaths every year. That's actually not true at all, but those things do become incredibly uncomfortable when they come in between your head and a ride's headrest. So maybe go with like a bobby pin or a hair tie, something just less pointy and hard. Number 3, consider a sports bra. Again, we are prioritizing function over fashion, and my wife does say that she's been far more comfortable since she started wearing these things to the park as opposed to a conventional bra. Why? Well, a lot of the coasters at the park are shaky and bouncy and tend to shift things around in ways you probably aren't expecting. Add to that a whole lot of walking and running up and down a mountain all day, and you're gonna have a bad time. Again, the workout rule applies here. If you wouldn't wear it running on a treadmill, don't wear it to Six Flags. My wife prefers the Victoria's Secret sports bras, but choose whatever one works for you. Now, before anybody gets all angry in the comment sections about a man telling women to wear a bra, I get it. For some women, the bra symbolizes society's restrictions put on women, but that's not what this is about at all. I'm just trying to relay some advice from my wife who has a lot of experience dealing with what she calls her big old titties. I personally don't care if you go braless or if you wear a bra made out of recycled cardboard from Walmart. Just don't come crying to me when your own boobs smack you in the face while riding X2. And actually, now that I say that out loud, it seems pretty unlikely. The part about you coming crying to me, not the part about your boobs smacking you in the face, that shit happens. Number 2, cut back on the jewelry. Specifically on necklaces and heavy earrings, things like that. Unless, of course, you don't plan on riding any roller coasters, in which case you can disregard most of these suggestions. As I said in my last tip, a lot of the rides can get pretty rough, but these rides you're seeing here have 2 things in common. 1, they all go upside down, which makes your favorite necklace a donation to whoever it happens to fall on, and 2, they all have shoulder straps. Shoulder straps that tend to be dangerously close to your ears. Do I need to show you guys a photo of my wife on Viper again? The only way smacking your head on one of those things hurts anymore is if you have a big chunk of metal in your ear when it happens. So just leave those things at home, but rings and stuff are fine. Number 1. I cannot tell you how many times I've seen women get off of roller coasters with their eye makeup all askew. They went from smoky-eyed to raccoon-eyed in 2 minutes flat. Never mind the fact that you're visiting a theme park and not getting down at the club. And this fancy makeup is not really necessary. and the top speed of some of these coasters is 100 miles per hour. Your eyes are going to water. A lot. Watery eyes means smudged makeup, unless you plan ahead. So buy yourself some waterproof makeup or just go without. I mean, you're a strong, beautiful, independent black woman, or Asian, or Mexican, or white, or a guy who wears makeup for comic relief on his YouTube channel. My point is, everything doesn't have to be on fleek. That's the thing, huh? Anyway, if you do choose to cover up your natural beauty, do so with some waterproof makeup and save yourself some hassle. Now excuse me while I clean up. Anyway, so that's my list. Did you enjoy it? Let me know down below. Also be sure to check out this list's sister list, or I guess it would be its brother list, gender neutral non-conforming list? Anyway, it's for dudes. It's called Top 10 Things Men Should Bring to Six Flags, and you can click the link at the end of this video to watch that video. Also be sure to like, comment, and subscribe as I release new videos every week, and until next time, keep being awesome. Hey everyone, hope you enjoyed that. By the time you see this, I should already be in Texas visiting Six Flags Over Texas and Six Flags Fiesta Texas, both of which I'm going to document just like I did my Discovery Kingdom video last year, which if you'd like to watch, you can click the box on the top. And if you want to see this list's brother list, you can click the box on the bottom, unless of course you're viewing this on a device that doesn't support these little box things, in which case, you're out of luck.